Hello and welcome to Scotty's Diaries. And so tonight is part two of the episode that we started yesterday, which is we're basically talking about what happened between Tinka and Layla and why their network ended up splitting and dividing and they started their own networks. So tonight here we have the Tinka Jasmine and
Hey guys, it's me, Tinka Jasmine. Not the little, but the big one. How are you guys today? How are you, Scotty?
I'm good. How are you?
That's good to hear. I've been good lately. I've just been working on my podcast. My new season is coming up in my Roblox season. Life is good. How was your life?
It's good. It's been a while. We haven't seen each other since the reunion, right? That's the last
It's
time.
been a very long time,
The reunion
and I
was
actually kind of miss you guys.
I miss you too. But let's get straight to business. So this is the question that I asked Layla the other day, which was what happened? Why did y'all stop being friends? Why did you leave? What happened?
So, as you know, I'm sorry, guys, this is too funny. This is too funny. So, as you know, one day we was filming. No, we wasn't filming. I was trying to work on editing and stuff, and I was like, hey, Layla, we need to pause production, pause stuff real quick because we don't have everything in order. Like we're looking kind of flop right now. You get what I'm saying? And she was like, oh, well, I'm going to continue the season and everything, and you can stop production. I was like, Layla, we do not have everything situated right now. What do you mean stop production? What do you mean keep going? I said, stop. Like, what? And then she got attitude, and she was like, well, I'm going to find a new host and new cast members. That long paragraph, there were long paragraphs just sitting there. I was like, so you're going to replace me? She was like, I'm not replacing you, but I'm trying to keep myself in business. Baby, you can't keep something in business that's flawed. Are you serious?
Clock it. So, my second question is this like a Krishan and Taseki type of situation? Is this like a situation where every time you see each other, you're not gonna fight, but you can never be cool? Or do you feel like you could have a sit down and potentially squash the beef and end it, or is it just done for good?
I can pretend I can end the beef and like we can be cordial about this situation. Like you don't have to keep fighting because these hands are not meant for everybody, as you know. But I feel like it's not. It's kind of like a Tasiki and Krishan situation, just a little bit because like if I see her, it's like it's up. Like I feel like it's up for her every time. But she's very nice. She's friendly. Just don't peer pressure to do something that she doesn't want to do. She's a very nice, sweethearted girl. And I just feel like we don't have to beef over dumb stuff. Like this could have been ended, but I felt like she kept egging on, and I needed that. So I never did no smoke, and if she wants that, she can get it. But we're cordial. Like I don't really want to fight, And I actually miss you guys a lot, but I feel like we can never be in the same room, as a group, because we'll probably get tired of each other in 2 minutes. If you get what I'm saying.
Period. So, we do have an incoming episode where we're gonna be with on Tyler's podcast. Um, and I believe if what I'm hearing, Layla's gonna be there too.
Yes, you're hearing that right. It's gonna be me, Layla, and you and Tyler. I just feel like we need to have another sit down. We had a sit down, but it was just like we didn't have like a normal sit down because we kept
Explosive.
arguing, and then like people was getting exposed. I kept walking out the room, and it was just like a whole bunch of that. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I do. So, here's my fourth topic. So, if I'm correct, you and Tyler fought at the reunion while KK was fighting, what's her name? Layla. Do you guys still have beef, or was that like a misunderstanding type of situation?
To be honest with you, I think it was a misunderstanding because I felt like when I invited them into my new network, I feel like it was like tension. When you know what I'm saying, I feel like they brought up Obi, they didn't have to, and I feel like between me and you, with that clip going on saying I own these cast members, I felt like that should have never been out there. That was confidential, and for her to do that, that was very professional. I feel like I don't know. Between me and her, I really don't want. It wasn't a misunderstanding because I felt like we needed to fight because why would you do that? And on top of that, you kept my name in your mouth. And me fighting Tyler, that wasn't supposed to happen. It was like she told me like she was gonna stand 10 toes behind Layla because it was the three of us against two, and she didn't want to make it seem like we jumped her, and which we didn't, but kind of did. But she needed that because she should get her mouth shut. I don't know between her and KK, their beef. I don't know between that, but KK said she's gonna stand 10 toes behind me because that's my friend. And I get where Tyler's coming from. Like, you shouldn't jump that girl. And I truly apologize. So, Leela, if you're seeing this, I do truly apologize if you felt like you was being jumped.
Period. So Layla is actually outside right now. So I guess she heard that herself. So basically KK, I don't know. We're gonna invite her to the podcast sometime this week. You're gonna be on this podcast a lot more than you think you are, since you're doing a season and all that. And I'm not really doing seasons anymore. I feel like podcast is my tea now. So last and final thoughts is I really think this whole beef situation is unnecessary. It doesn't need to happen. And I just feel like you guys can eventually squash it. I feel like right now the tensions are really high just because it's like four-person beef right now. So it's like we don't want to see what could happen in the future. We just want to wait for things to de-escalate. So, what are your final thoughts on this whole situation?
The whole situation to me is just not making sense because if you're trying to bring up old stuff and trying to expose me, baby, do it in the right way. Say, like, it didn't make sense to me in the beef when she tried to bring up that video, that clip. It didn't make sense. So that's why I was like confused. Like, you're trying to expose me, but yet you're just now exposing me. And you did this in the last podcast with input clip. So for me and her, it was just unnecessary. I've been ending the beef, but they brought it back up as of a way to get me mad and to get me mixed up in the situation. Now with her and KK beef, I don't know between that. I will be finding out very soon because I feel like KK shouldn't have fought her, even though they did jump me. I feel like when they did jump me, she jumped in. That was alright. That's a good friend. But like if I'm fighting her and you jumped in, I feel like that was very unnecessary, and I feel like that right there makes me look bad on my end, and that makes you look bad on your end. You get what I'm saying?
I agree. So, my final thing is, what is your next plans for, should I say, Tinka Network now? What's next?
Yes.
What's going on in the future? What are your plans? What's next? Because Layla dropped a big surprise for us, so that's gonna be interesting to see. So yeah.
To be honest, I feel like right now I'm just gonna focus on a podcast, and I do have like a Take a Network season coming up on Zeus. I'm collabing with Zeus this time. I might be collabing with Tyler because I do love her videos. I love them to the death. And I do have like a role play that's coming up. That's kind of like acting for a movie, but we have a movie coming up for Tinka. A lot of things just coming up right now, and we're focusing on the podcast at the moment to get us out there, to get people, to watch TV more. I feel like phones are just a waste of time, and we should just be, watching TV. So podcast is the main thing I'm focused on right now, and I would love to have y'all on here, especially Layla, because I feel like me and her could just talk some things on my podcast, other people's podcast. But I hope you have a good time today, and just enjoy life.
Yes. All right. Thank you so much. Do you have any questions for me? Cause I'm just gonna do a little mini Q&A. And yeah.
I do have one question. I do want some cupcakes.
Period. We'll see what's in the kitchen. So yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in into part. This is a 3-part series. So tune in next episode. where we bring Tyla in and then we all have a giant sit down about this whole situation. So tune in for the next episode. And as always, stay safe. And y'all know this body tea, so don't even try and say it's not. Love you. Mwah.